Something news up in Stellaris Federations. It's the Galactic Community. It's something like the UN, some have said. And whoa, there's a lot that's going to be in there. Let's have a look at that together. Are you as curious as I am? I've had a short look, and it's a plethora of things. It's crazy. Let's start. So, very similar to a United Nations in space. The members can propose and vote on resolutions, which are laws. So you have galactic laws that affect all the member empires. That's important. Like you had, for example, Master of Orion 2. Traditional space game where everyone was part of this galactic United Nations, basically. And that was not a choice, but this is a choice. So you can, after a while, it gets founded, the Galactic Community, and then you can choose to join or not to join. And you can join later, or you can also leave later, leave the Galactic Community altogether if there's too many sanctions on you or something like that. So, first, let's see why would there be sanctions. Because members can propose and vote on resolutions, which we already had. That's the galactic laws. So, intended to be divisive, so that even empires that are allies can have very different agendas when it comes to which resolutions should be passed. So, that's intended to be divisive means that's going to mean trouble. So another way to conjure trouble. It's the counter to the Federation, basically. So not everyone is a hugging in that hugging love pot together. So it's going to be proposals, left and right, played together, played against each other. We'll have a look. So what's in there? What's in these resolutions here? What can we see? The proposal queue. There's a Charter of Workers' Rights. So that's probably more equality. I don't know. Regulatory facilitation. I don't know what that means. That's a buzzword. Then we have Guardian Angels Act. That's something peaceful, probably, by someone pacifist. We have natural sanctuaries, probably sparing Holy World or something like that. We don't know. Then there's a thumbs up here, which means that will likely be accepted, maybe? I don't know. To form a Galactic Council, or that's the history. That's the history, and that has been accepted. So a Galactic Council has been formed. You don't know? I think, yeah, we'll come to the Galactic Council later on. Then the Military Readiness Act. What does that mean? I don't know. So you have different categories in which these resolutions are. You have commerce and industry, which you can see here, politics and culture, environment and technology, and there might be more down there, like when you scroll down, right? So what do you have in Galactic Commerce? Something funny, buzzword standardization. We come to that later on. That gives a bonus to economy, basically. But there's also always some downsides. Then we have leverage privateering, the underdeveloped system utilization, the holistic asset coordination, profit maximization engines. And we have that's only the subcategory Galactic Commerce, and then we have industrial development. So it's a really, really big thing. I wonder if the AI will be able to use it. These points, I don't know what that is. Is that the splendor they were talking about? We'll see about that later. Environment and technology. So does that mean that there's going to come? Are there some environmental mechanics coming? That would be crazy too, right? Whoa. And I forgot to make it full screen. Well, yeah, you have now seen what I always use. I hope your curiosity has been stilled. Resolutions exist in categories, as we've seen, and have a couple of steps in each category. So we have the Military Readiness Act. What does that mean? Galactic Community members that are not vassals of another empire that are using less than half of their naval capacity are in breach of galactic law. Okay, so they are not military ready when they have too few ships. Whoa. What's the modifiers of that? Diplomatic weight from fleet power, that's the result of the Military Readiness Act, plus 20%. So if you have a lot of fleets, you'll gain more diplomatic weight, which will give you the power. Then, and not only the power in the Galactic Community, but also sometimes in the Federations. So that's quite important. So that can go back and make the Federations change. Naval capacity plus 20, well, that's minuscule. That's, well, it depends on the galaxy, though, to be fair. And ship upkeep plus 10%. So you probably have then what's that thought out. There's an envoy on every ship, and that needs to be paid or something. Each member of the Galactic Community had a duty to themselves and to others to contribute to galactic defense against things like the Unbidden or the Fallen Empires, probably. Then we have passing a resolution. How does that work? The proposal queue. As you see, it's reduced here. The thumbs up is probably likely acceptance. And here, when there's this thing checked, then does that mean it is in the voting queue currently, or does that mean it has been accepted? So let's see, former Galactic Council, buzzword standardization. So that's the thing that is up right now. It's down here in the queue. Let's see. So Senate is in recess. So there's a cooldown on that, 718 days, as you can see, and it's similar to in Crusader Kings when you have like crusades going on and all the members are voting for, against, and who is joining what. And you have here, that's the situation. You are asking for support for the buzzword standardization. Passing a resolution is the Galactic Focus currently. And you're asking the Thorberite Star Empire of hegemonic imperialists. They're suspicious, pathetic, and they have 313 whatever splendor probably. So there's the buzzword standardization. What does that do? So we can already see one thing in the Galactic Commerce proposals, resolutions. We have to enable our enterprises to work seamlessly with one another. Streamlining strategic communications empowers our agents, making hitting key performance metrics easier. Wow, I couldn't have seen something better from a meeting in a bank, probably. When someone needs to show off, he'll use that, and that's ironically, self-reflectively used on buzzword standardization, the total buzzword text. So modifiers, diplomatic weight from economy goes up by 10%. So we had something military readiness gives you more diplomatic weight from fleet power. That is more diplomatic weight from economy. Trade value plus 5% and bureaucrat upkeep. So there's something bureaucratic going on. Yeah, I mean, with all of that, bureaucrats rise, and we'll see what that means. If bureaucrats rise, has that been a good sign always? No, never. So we'll see. There's a downside to it. There's a big downside to bureaucrats, and we'll see what that is. The Galactic Community dealing with matters of critical importance to the continued well-being of the galaxy and of all of its inhabitants. Yeah, with the buzzword standardization, of course. Only one resolution can be voted on at a time on the Senate floor. Hence, the cooldown is important. The proposal that moves into session next will be the proposed resolution with the highest amount of diplomatic weight supporting it. So that could be the diplomatic weight. That's probably your diplomatic weight. And you can choose which ones to support with your diplomatic weight. That's something I would guess from that. So we'd have that up next. Like if you support 2, then this is up next. You see, you have something supporters, opponents, looking very nicely. I like that view, and this reminds me a lot of, I have to say, Star Trek movies, and a little bit also of Star Wars movies. It's very well done, very atmospheric, that picture. Senate in session voting on a resolution. Yeah, that's what we see here. When a resolution is in session and is being voted on, empires can support, oppose, or abstain. Voting for or against will add an empire's diplomatic weight to either side. And when the current session ends, the votes will be counted. A resolution will pass if the diplomatic weight in favor of the resolution is higher than the amount opposing it. So it's a simple who has more weight. So the question is, are there some more like important decisions where you would need a higher ratio, like it is in the real world often? We'll see about that. So there's diplomatic weight explained now. Now that you know you need a diplomatic weight, diplomatic influence will be calculated using a new scoring system called diplomatic weight. And it will be composed of things like economy, technology, fleet power, to name a couple of examples, but even more. Look at that. What do we have there? I mean, a couple of examples. Yeah, there's another example, one other example that we see here, and that is pop. And the base diplomatic weight. So it's fleet power, pops, economy and technology. This value represents how influential an empire is within the galactic community and is used as a voting power when supporting on or voting on resolutions. Maybe there's something else that could be added there later on, which is what they might mean. So there will also be a number of different ways to influence how much diplomatic weight you are getting from different sources. There are resolutions that can modify how much diplomatic weight you gain from your economy. So we've seen buzzword standardization, and there are diplomatic stances that increase how much diplomatic weight you gain from fleet power or other areas. More on diplomatic stances later. Yeah, diplomatic stances. We'll see how that goes, right? Is there a war stance? That reminds me so much of the old World of Warcraft, right? The warrior stances. So, I mean, are the empires warriors now? I mean, they often are. So, as you can see, there are many different ways to make yourself more influential on a diplomatic galactic stage. Or screw the bureaucrats and smash it all. That's something that comes to mind for me. When I read all of this, it's a lot of fun, like being part of this process, but it would also be a lot of fun, like after you're worn up through this process, maybe in one game to play a purifier or something like that and smash it all. Just smash it all, like the fun of destruction, right? Favors. So calling in favors, that costs influence, as you can see here. For resolutions, empires have the possibility to call in favors to strengthen their votes. An empire can owe another empire up to 10 favors, and each favor is worth 10% diplomatic weight. For example, if an empire calls in 10 favors, they can add 100% of the other empire's diplomatic weight to theirs. Calling in favors this way will only affect votes on resolutions. This also means that favors will work the same between player empires as it will between player and AI empires. So it's no change to multiplayer. So this means the AI must understand this, and I'm really looking forward to that, because woo, what an AI that is that understands this, or that does something strategically positive for that. We'll see how that goes. I'll be impressed if the AI makes sense there. Calling in favors costs influence. Yeah, as you can see. Favors can also be used to increase the likelihood of AI empires accepting diplomatic deals. And the favors can be traded through the diplomatic action. So do you have different diplomatic actions? Maybe connected to your invoice? I don't know. And the favor trading is one of them. Okay. So do you need an envoy now? That would be important also for trade. I mean, so that means the favors can now be traded likely like in Planetfall today. Like you can buy a favor for some gold or something like that, or for some energy in that case. And we have the Galactic Council. It is possible. We have seen that it's a resolution that can be voted on. It is possible to reform the galactic community to include a galactic council. The council will be composed of a number of empires with the highest diplomatic weight. By default, the council will have 3 members, but the number can be changed through resolutions. So the three most powerful empires will sit there and rule the galaxy together or against each other. That's something that will spark a lot of conflict, and we'll see how that goes. Galactic Council also gets access to special powers such as veto rights or emergency measures. Woo, so you're gaining a lot of power when you're in the Galactic Council. Veto rights allow a council member to veto a resolution that is currently in the proposal queue. While the Galactic Senate is in recess, it is possible for Galactic Council members to declare a proposed resolution an emergency. This will immediately put the Senate into session and will initiate a vote on the emergency resolution. So, very powerful. The Galactic Council can override that cooldown when you are part of the Galactic Council. But you have to be, I don't know, either 2 of the Galactic Council or 3 of the Galactic Council members need to be, need to do this together. Galactic, and this also maybe opens up the Galactic Focus. We have seen the Galactic Focus in there. Where was that? Here, pass a resolution is the Galactic Focus here. Always in these screenshots. What does that mean now? It's possible for the Galactic Community to set a Galactic Focus. This will mean the Galactic Community together have decided to achieve something or to deal with a crisis. Yeah, that's something very important. Dealing with a crisis is something that has been done great in 1.9 patch, where the AI could really defeat crisis. And in 2.2, 2.4, it's rather unlikely now that they are defeating the crisis with the tactics they use. There will be resolutions to declare the Galactic Invaders a threat to the galaxy, which means... so you'd first have to declare them a threat to the galaxy. Which means it will be against galactic law to have closed borders to any other Galactic Community member while the crisis is ongoing. Okay, so the question is, can you declare another empire also a threat to the galaxy? That's probably something, and this should probably be done as an emergency measure, right? Otherwise, the Unbidden or whatever will overrun the galaxy quickly. But and there's something then coming that is about the galactic market. I've already spoken about the galactic market in my games, saying that it's kind of illogical that some empires are part of the galactic market. I mean, which trader will travel to a ravenous, hungry swarm to give them something from the galactic market? Or will they host the galactic market? Probably not. No one will accept this. I mean, you would have to go to the galactic market and be eaten or something like that. No, that's just illogical or inward perfection. Empires will probably not be part of it, or only very in a different way, or I don't know. At least some of the empires to be in the galactic market for them is absolutely illogical. If an empire wants to destroy the galaxy, then them being part of the galactic market is strange. The galactic market is now founded through a galactic focus to found the galactic market. And the resolution to form the galactic market has been passed. The bidding process to be the market founder will continue as it previously did. And then we have creating, joining, leaving the galactic community. That's something different. When an empire has established communications with half of the empires in the galaxy, an event will trigger to suggest the formation of the galactic community. So that sparks then all of this. Yeah, I know, mouse. This means that forming the galactic community will be similar to how it used to work to form the galactic market. And the galactic market is now a resolution instead, which makes a lot of sense, because only the people who want to be part of the galactic community would be in the galactic market, and Raven's Swarm wouldn't be in the galactic community. It's possible to join the galactic community and to see it, so all empires in the galactic community you see then, as soon as you've established communications with any member of it. And leaving the galaxy community, the galactic community, is something an empire might choose to do if they become the target of too many sanctions, or if there are too many resolutions that negatively impact them. What do you think of all of this? I think it's probably fun to be a part of this. I think it could be frustrating if the AI is really illogical. I think it will also be very fun to be not part of the Galactic community and smash it all. So I foresee a rise of players who play the Destroyer, the Killer Empires. We'll see about that. And the Dev Diary next week will be showing all of the origins, which also says something. Because we've seen so much of the Federation's DLCs now that I sense it is not too far away. I sense it is not too far away. I'm really looking forward to that and news on that. It might be something like 4 weeks away only. It will certainly be there before Christmas. Certainly, at least 1 week before Christmas it will be there, I think. That's something I would speculate on. And so, what will you do? Will you join the Galactic community or will you try to smash the bureaucrats? Have a great time until next time and happy gaming. This is Immanuel signing out. See you soon, my friends.